Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 1998 Nissan Skyline GT-R 40th anniversary. So this now has 1,281 horsepower, 788 pounds-feet of torque from a 5.4 litre twin turbocharged V10 engine, and the car itself now weighs 2,877 pounds, still has its all-wheel drive system, and the only body modification that this car has had has been a change to the front bumper. And it can now do 0 to 60 in 2.768 seconds and 0 to 105.096 seconds. So yeah, this is more than 1,000 horsepower over what it had originally, 1,010 horsepower actually. So yeah, a significant increase in power. And yeah, it's arguably a slipperier car when it comes to its aerodynamics over potentially the coupe version of this 4th gen Skyline that we already have on this game, as it has, as you can see, no rear spoiler, and it is the 4-door version, being the 40th anniversary edition. So yeah, it does have a slightly slippier rear end, but whether or not that's going to help in terms of top speed, we'll have to see. But yeah, it still has plenty of power and not much in the way of weight. Yeah, but yeah, nonetheless, let's get out there and see what it can do. So this isn't the first Skyline we've had on this series so far, as we have had the 1990 Nissan GT-R Skyline, which was the racing version, but that is currently sat in last place at 268 miles an hour, so hopefully this can do at least a little bit better than that one. So yeah, that's 242 already before we have to come for our first braking zone. Only puts us 26 mile an hour off the older version of the Skyline. And obviously we have a much bigger engine than we had originally. 4 extra cylinders. And more than twice the cubic capacity as well. Right, do any more than 242. That's 246. Surprisingly good handling around the corners, considering all the extra power it's dealing with, and speed, and obviously power. So that's 261, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. We've beaten the well, we've matched, should I say, matched the older Skyline that we've already had on this series. And there we go. We've beaten it there with 270 miles an hour. Fortunately, we have understeered wildly there. Don't want to be ping-ponging off cars because this is the final stretch of the highway. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, unfortunately we haven't, not been given the fairest of chances there, so I am going to slightly go back. We understeered wildly through the fences and the barriers and whatever, and then had a few collisions with cars, so I feel like it's really unfair on this car for it to deal with that. So it would help if we didn't crash again. Yeah, just making sure we're going the right way, because sometimes it can throw you onto the wrong side of the motorway or put you in the wrong direction. We can hold some decent rates of speed here. Yeah, that's better than it was last time. Well, it would be. Yeah, this is the annoying thing about this game with the highway. The traffic on here is a lot busier than it was in the previous games. So it makes doing this kind of thing a lot harder. On top of that, you've also got the fact that the highway is nowhere near as straight as it was in previous games. But nonetheless, let's see if we can do any better this time. Well, yeah, 270 is all we're going to be getting out of this. I imagine it can do slightly better, but unfortunately, traffic and, the understeer that this car is also suffering from is not helping this whatsoever. It's understandable that it does have more in the way of understeer, given, it's dealing with a lot more power up front than it was originally. But yeah, 270 mile an hour means that it joins the Skyline GT-R JTC from 1990 at the bottom of the leaderboard, as it is only 2 mile an hour quicker than that, and is 1 mile an hour behind the Toyota GR Supra and 4 mile an hour behind the Maserati MC20, and yeah, massive 22 mile an hour slower than the Wuling Sunshine S Forza edition from the previous episode. So yeah, unfortunately this just isn't, you know, rapid enough when it's getting up to, you know, 260 plus to gain any more in the way of speed. It does slow down quite considerably, and you know, that's understandable. You know, the faster you go, the harder it is to gain any more speed, and that's where having a huge amount of extra power comes in handy. You know, the Wuling Sunshine S from the previous episode, for instance, has more than 700 extra horsepower over this, and that was also dealing with some aerodynamic downforce as well. So yeah, ultimately no real excuse for this to be struggling to, you know, gain any more speed after 270 mile an hour, considering it's a far slipperier car and it doesn't weigh much extra, and yeah, it's still got a decent rate of power as well. So yeah, a little bit of a disappointment, this one. At least it is quicker than the other version of the Skyline that we've had already, but I was hoping it would go at least 2 or 3 mile an hour, maybe faster. So yeah, bit of a shame on that one, but you know, not every car is able to you know, get to its, you know, reported top speed in the you know, the distance that we have to play with. So that's just the way it goes, unfortunately. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you've gotten this car, by the way, then or if you want this car, should I say, then it is part of the car pass. I do highly recommend getting the car pass in general, as the this is the first of 7 vehicles and they've all been pretty good. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.